Hey, how you guys doing? Thank you for listening to the podcast next. My name is Montarius Starks. If there's anything that you listen to that you like to subscribe, please like and subscribe to my podcast next YouTube channel. Let's get into this. We want to talk about the unfortunate event that happened with the Titan, which is, unfortunate. They couldn't find the Titan in time to save the individuals that are inside, and it was a terrible way for them to go. When it comes to the OceanGate company, I believe also the CEO within the submersible has also passed away. And so there's something that I've really been thinking about. It's happened several times. Like several times they've gone down to the Titan. The Titan has gone down to look at the debris of the Titanic. It's happened several times. I mean, this guy was charging $250,000 a head in order to do it. So he had 4 people. So he had $1 million, including himself in that vessel that he was trying to earn in order for him to, take care of his family. He was working hard to take care of his family, and he was successful. A lot of people are stating that, this was made out of, duct tape and it sucked. But, well, it worked several times prior. Did it work perfectly? No, but did it work? Was they able to actually see the Titanic? Did they get to those depths and come back up? Absolutely. So I don't think I don't think the determining factor of what happened should have necessarily anything to do with his design. I think more so it has something to do with the durability of the materials. So I believe the issue has to be with the durability of materials. Now, there is another scary story that could be happening. We have had several Russian submarines disappear during the start of the Ukrainian war, and as we all know, according to this situation, those submarines supposedly disappeared. Is it possible that those submarines could be at the shoreline of the United States of America, and because of the lack of detection, could OceanGate have crashed into it? This is just a thought that I'm having. I'm not saying it's happened. I'm just saying, what if? I mean, if they did run into something nefarious like that, of course they got blown literally out of the water and blown to bits, But if it's not as bad as that, which God willing it's not, because then we have a lot to worry about in the state of Florida and within the United States of America. I think more than likely it has something to do with the fact that he had controllers that he used to pioneer the submarine. So the OceanGate used $30 controllers in order to guide the ship, make decisions. And the issue is, I mean, if you're a gamer, pardon me, you understand those cheap controllers, they work for a little bit of time, but they don't work forever. There's latency issues, the controller always malfunctions, and if you're using a controller to be basically your steering, and even if you have multiple of those same $30 controllers, over time the durability of those controllers just fall away. So this is me just thinking, got a degree in information systems, as well as just experience as a gamer growing up as a kid. What if those controllers just stop working? Like, all in all. And they're in that submarine at that time and he can't get back up. It's not like they have the ability to steer from the inside. So all they're doing is sitting. And I think that is probably way more likely what happened than those 4 submarines mentioned from Russia being at our gates underwater 2 miles deep near the Titanic. Again, although unfortunately that is a possibility because we haven't found those submarines from Russia that a lot of people have forgotten about. I have not, because I saw a lot of Russian soldiers get into those subs, and I'm wondering what's going on here. Anyways, if it's not that, and God willing it's not, because if it is, we have a lot. We got the July 4th coming, whether you guys realize or not. July 4th has always scared me as an American, and the reason why July 4th has always scared me as an American is because there's basically sounds of bombs and explosions happening for about a good hour or two. If we were being invaded, we wouldn't know. Seriously, we wouldn't know for a while. Like, we wouldn't, and people wouldn't, call it in, and if you say, oh, it's a gunfight, you think it's a firecracker, we wouldn't know. And it would really catch us off guard. So July 4th has always been the worst. It's a good holiday, I think, if we have like only only government officials popping firecrackers, but because it's been given to the American people, I don't know. I don't trust it. This is just a fear that I've had. Not saying that you need to have it. It's just something I'm explaining. And so I want you guys to think about, what happened with this, submarine. I believe wholeheartedly, most likely, the controls just stopped working, because those cheap controls, every time I bought those things when I was young, they will always break in like 6 months, 7 months. And if I'm wrong, please say it in the comments if you think I'm wrong about that. But I know I'm not. That's why you always need to have the expensive $70 controller or the $100 controller, in order to ensure, that it will work for the duration of the console's life cycle. And the life cycle of a console is no more than 10 years as well. So if this guy got a cheap controller about 12 years ago, I think, and then he's using it for all this time and he's never updated his material, I mean, there's a huge chance that it just stopped communicating properly. According to what he coded, it doesn't matter, If once the controller stops working, it stops working. And if you're down there and you got faulty equipment and it's just a controller and that's all it is, no, that's what I believe wholeheartedly happened, more likely. However, if they did encounter nefarious individuals down there, i.e. submarines from a foreign nation, it would also account for the debris. They said they found extra debris near the Titanic, but what does that really mean? Is it new debris? Is it old debris? Are you guys also down there looking for these individuals as well? Do you have actual submersible equipment that can search properly? Are you looking everywhere? Are you utilizing sonar radar? Like, what exactly is going on here in order to ensure that you have an accurate connection or accurate display of the surroundings within the ocean itself? So, anyways, this is just my thoughts here. I did pray for these individuals. I pray wholeheartedly for, everything to work out, but who knows? Maybe this is meant to be a warning to us for some reason. Maybe God wants us to know something's happening underneath us and wants us to start thinking about the ocean and figuring out what's going on there. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Monterey Starks. Be safe, be smart, honor God, because anything can happen. They went down there, didn't think that was going to be the last day. He used that submarine several times, despite what people say about it. He used it several times and it worked several times. So he had a reason to have faith. The same way you have faith when you sit in your chair, or the same reason you have faith when you turn your car that it won't explode on you, You have a reason to have faith that won't happen. It could happen. You could sit in your chair and it break, or you could turn your car and then the engine explode. It's a possibility. It's combustion. So he had all faith that he'll be able to take that dive, come back up, accept that $1 million deposit, go take care of his family. But, just didn't work out the way he intended. God willing that he lived a righteous life according to the commandments of God and honored Jesus Christ, kept his testimony. And God willing that all the other passengers on board did the same thing as well. And that they were, taken to Father. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.